Welcome back to Shift Your Shit. Kill your fear, master your mind so you can free your mind and get more clear, which really means be aligned to who you are, because that is the biggest freedom that you can have. So many people want to feel more free, but what does that mean? And that can mean something different for everyone. But I really believe that at a core level, it means for you to feel alive, for you to feel the expansiveness of the beautiful life you get to live, the journey you get to have, even the ups and downs, through darks, through lights. That's all just a remembrance of you. So I thank you for being here. And today we're going to talk about interpretation and perspective, because everything is that. Everything is interpretation and perspective. And I'm going to give you some examples today. And I want to share with you some of the client shifts. I don't like saying the word client, but for this case, the human shifts that occur, because I know that when that is shared, it is a shared experience. In the group containers that I lead, there's so much overlap with who shows up, needing to hear that thing that was shifting for somebody else in real time, and we all can relate. So you'll see as I share what things come up for you that maybe are similar, or maybe it's exactly what you needed to hear today through your experience. And I intend that it finds you well. Because you know, if you've been here for a while, your time here is precious. And so I want this to be useful for you. That's my intention. So everything is interpretation and perspective. And that's what is always at the root, is to understand what you're making it mean. Your own mind chatter, your life experiences, people, yourself. What are you making these things mean? Because that is the premise of what is being created for your reality. Because, for example, an extreme version, a homeless person versus a millionaire can actually have the same money beliefs, the same mindset in certain ways, depending on how they're rating it, how they're narrating it, how they're perceiving, interpreting it. So, for example, I remember seeing this beautiful artwork where you don't even see this homeless person, this person who was homeless, but you see a wall and you see with chalk a fridge drawn, a dishwasher drawn, a washing machine drawn, a table drawn, a bed drawn. They're using their imagination. And it leaves you thinking that that person can feel abundant. That person can feel like they have everything in that moment. They might actually enjoy the simplicity of having less. There's even concepts of less is more. There's things from simplicity to minimalist. And there's also, with having more, mansions and beautiful artwork and the luxury of that. The other side of that is also homes that are so overcluttered and garages that are so full. And even though you'd say it's a lot, it's messy and cluttered and unnecessary. And so at the end of the day, that's why, again, we don't actually value the things in either scenario. It's the feeling and it's the mindset of it. Because even someone that's in a cluttered home and a full garage of stuff and crap and whatever, again, that's also interpretation, could be extremely content and happy. And so whatever. And same thing with the person that is homeless, can be so content with the less. So here we're strengthening the mind of what you desire and also making peace with what is, if not just enjoying the process of what is the time. Again, that homeless person made the best of it, found chalk, and decided to get into its imagination, and create and feel expansive anyway with less. Whereas many, again, have all the money in the world and still feel lack, still don't feel enough. So in sharing this, knowing that everything is perception and interpretation, it's an invitation for you to see where you're narrating things that maybe could be narrated differently, and that itself can shift your inner state and your outer, because that's what happens. You could even see that the homeless man, after doing that artwork, someone comes and takes a photo, posts it in a gallery, makes a ton of money, and then returns to that man and says, hey, this is for you, and just changes his life. Because what was really happening is that he got into his imagination. He created abundance within, so without, and it came back to him. And again, the person that's in the mansion, but all the stuff and clutter, and it's just more noise happening around that person, and their life feels cluttered and messy because they say, my garage is cluttered and my house is cluttered. They're creating that reality too. And then we can reverse roles where the homeless person is with just a wall and is sitting there in such lack and complaining and just feeling useless, and it just continues day and day. Because what you appreciate appreciates. What you think about grows. And same thing with that person. I love my messy garage. I love all the things in my home. And then they're just creating more and more things to love and enjoy. And that's where, again, it's silly that anybody outside of you judging you, it's not about them. It's about, what are you making it mean about you? Are you actually enjoying that? Get real with the self. So I'm going to share some personal experiences with different people that have been showing up in some sessions. One in which was shown up about gas for a car. And this person wouldn't fill it up all the way, about 3/4 of the way. Now, someone could say, again, and what is the narrative perspective? Even noticing you, what are you making that mean? And 3/4 of the way, we could also appreciate, oh, not 2/4, not 1/4, 3/4, cool. We could also say, why not all the way? Why not 4/4? We can make it mean something that there's lack. Or we could say 3/4, that's abundant. It's more than 2, it's more than 1. What are you feeding the mind? And I like an extra spin on it. That what if you even make it a game? Where sometimes I even, for fun, will fill it up to hit certain numbers, like 2222, just for fun. Because I don't make it mean anything about lack or money, or I just do what feels good for me. And sometimes it does feel good just to make it a playing game that day. The idea is to find where the fear lies. Because for me in that moment, I can only speak for myself and my experience. It's not because I'm fearing to fill it all the way up. It's just I'm wanting to be playful about it. So what we end up doing is shifting. And again, this is more at a personal level of if there's fear there of why you're doing it versus just, I don't know, it's just I do it and I don't make it mean anything. It was more because there was meaning about it, because it was a scarcity, poverty mindset. If I can't actually fill it up all the way because it's going to mean something, I don't have enough for a full tank, which at a subconscious level, there's that. But consciously, this person does. And so we get to, again, come to it and notice the patterns that are going on with it. And also, I invite you to notice, where are you kind of being more like the homeless man, that you do feel good about certain things that you're choosing to do, and you don't have heaviness or lack mindset around these things happening, being provided for you. Because so often our minds are programmed to go to the lack. Where are you already feeling abundant, or where are you already feeling playful? Where are you already feeling like this feels good and satisfying and fulfilling in the way that I'm doing something right now? Make sure you're feeding that as well. But also noticing, where am I doing certain things that I'm feeding fear? Because again, someone with a garage full of things could be identifying as a hoarder. They need to keep on to things for control, to feel okay, to feel safe. We don't want that. That's fear. Versus someone going, I love my full garage of things. I'm so appreciative and grateful. Two different energies. And at the end of the day, thinking about things in your life that are showing up, that you're feeding sneakily, of lack, of poverty, because so many of us have that from generations ago. It's a survival. Where am I kind of in survival mode in my mind versus thriving? And what small little things that I can do? So for this person, even working in the mind first, of seeing themselves fill up the car tank all the way and noticing that. And that was bringing something up. So we go, okay, what can we do to maybe do that in the mind? What do you see yourself doing in the moment that you're doing it that is not having you watch as the number rises past the number you've been comfortable with? Are you playing a song and dancing? Are you turning away? Are you taking a few deep breaths? And first you can play it in the mind, strengthen that muscle. But then one day you will make the choice, because I know you and you're a strong human being, to actually do the thing and survive it. Because again, the mind just wants to survive. But you want to thrive. But we got to get out of that survival mode. We got to get out of that fear mode. So just taking data of your life right now, of where am I still letting fear dictate choices I'm making? Because again, the homeless guy drawing on the wall is not fearing. It's in its imagination, and it's playing, and it's expanding its mind. It's not focusing on what the actual reality is. What if the delusion is the answer? What if what you desire is to just thrive, to feel more alive? And where in your life are you not allowing more of that in? Where in your life can you see yourself in more overflow of something, more than enough? And really where this all starts, I'm more than enough. So within, so without, as I will continue to share here. And it is so useful to continue to grow. One more final metaphor I'll share with you as we close up today is there was a woman who was filling up a mason jar to water her plants outside her home. And she'd go back a few times to fill up the mason jar to be able to give all the nourishment of water to each plant. She continued to do this for many weeks, many months. And one day, she just looked at the mason jar and started playing the reels of every day that she goes back and forth to fill up the jars and to fill the plants up. And because she paused in a moment to really look at what she was doing, she asked herself, why am I not just getting a bigger jar? Or a vase or something else too? Do it all in one go. Do I like filling it up multiple times and pouring the water and going back and forth? Maybe. And that's where you get to decide your own journey. But the woman decides, I deserve a bigger jar to just do it all in one go. That's what I desire. The more of the ease and convenience of that. So she gets a new jar. And what she did there is expanded her vessel literally and physically by shifting something that might seem so small, but that action alone is showing her more in mind, in body. So there'll be one thing this week for you to do, to not be in that scarcity or lack or just doing the same old thing. I love bringing up The Truman Show, a movie with Jim Carrey. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. Where he lives the same life over and over again every day, doesn't question it, and then one day starts noticing the glitches and the things that are going on that are just happening over and over again the same way, and they were all actors. I'm kind of giving it away. I apologize. They're all actors in his movie. And so when he starts to question and starts to do things differently, he starts to become more free, more alive, and he makes his own choices. He's the director, not an actor anymore. And again, if you were listening to this, I know that you are here for that. So you can start small. Where can I get a bigger jar or vase? And maybe I'm okay with the smaller one right now for that. Where am I being this homeless man that sees lack and homeless man that sees abundance? And where am I being millionaire man where I'm seeing millions and millionaire where I'm seeing lack? That's always what it is, the mind narrative, perspective, interpretation of it. I will end with that today. I know it's a lot to chew on. I'd love to hear from you. What clicked? What did you notice within you? What is something you're going to shift? And when you take that action this week of doing something differently, I'd love to hear what that is. All the information is below and the ways that you can work with me and connect to this beautiful community to get you more free and clear in mind, body, soul, spirit, so you can feel you, which is why you're here. So much love. And as always, you got this.